spilling my guts out there. I'll start with the external factor that have destroyed our existence. And I'll just say point blank, we had our own way of doing things, then we were the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of the beginning. But we were the one that went out there to go and populate the other parts of the world with changes based on their climatic condition and stuff like that. Then we went as foreign merchants 30 years, 30 light years back. And those people that we visited in the in the Caucasus Mountain came back to come and visit with us. And they institute what you call, we instituted the milk of human kindness and they instituted hate on us. And at this point in time, we are in the toilet. To the point where if you're looking at it from the external factor, you can look at it from the fact that apart from imposing the government on us, they took everything we got, and at the same time, they made it where they took it back there. And as we stand today, we are just about ready to start what you call, we are late to where we are. Like I said in one of my shots a few minutes ago, it's plain and simple. What Obi is talking about Nigeria is the same thing that is going on in South Dallas. It's the same thing that is going on in East St. Louis. It's the same thing that is going on in South Side of Chicago. It's the same thing that's going on in East LA. It's the same thing that's going on in any area where we have white population, black population, to the point that they will make up about more than 8% of us makes up. We must have been overtaken now by the people from the South America, which I think Biden was bringing as much as 12,000 a day. And they must have beaten out to the population right now, which I think that's correct because they were the owner of the land. The Indians were the owner of the land. I must stop there. But I want to make it clear to you that our problem is external. And I want to take up some other 3 chunks. I'm going to take it up to 4 chunks. And I want to start the executive council. And the executive is the current administration, starting from the head of the household, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we want to start with the legislative system, coming down with Akpabio, Godswill Akpabio. We want to go down to the judiciary, and we're talking about Motosho. And we want to go back to the traditional ruler. We're talking of the Oni of Ife, the Obi of Furniture. Because you can't talk about the traditional ruler of where I'm from, because if you say anything there, you got to have to do some more clean up. Because they said that the traditional ruler from where I came from is untouchable. And there's what you call a mob that reduces the people like, I don't want to go into that, I was just going to stop there. But we want to take it down to what you call the state government. We're talking about the president, the governor of states, like what do you call them, Senator Ukpabu. We go to the local government, and we're talking about AGO, local government area where they said, I think Eribo, which was the owner of the Old Testament Mill, is in charge of that. They want to talk about the ward level. We're talking about some chairman, some councillors and stuff like that. When you put all that in perspective, you are talking about the elites all piled together. We now know that with the election, which is 176 days to go from today, 176 days to go today, we there are a lot of things that has come out that was there. And we're not capitalizing those executive, legislature, judiciary, traditional ruler, state government, local government, and world level. I am going to use my own statistics to drive those points home and say that they fail the system. And we are heading towards a point of no return. And it's unfortunate that we have this Obi Kwakwaso talking about 4 years to set everything in the right direction. And at this point in time, nobody's talking about that 4 years they say he's going to be. They are talking about the 4 years that Asiwaju wants to be able to come back to power. Okay. I'm going to go now to another level and say that unless the businesses are revamped, like the businesses, which is minds over money, we are talking about, we are headed towards a total catastrophe because minds over money, which is what we're trying to pursue, it's a zero-sum game from us because we don't have that money at all. And I'm sorry to say, those people that are in America itself don't have the money either. They don't have money in America because they have what you call the money that they have in America. If they load it up from America and put the $1 bills and stack it against each other, it might be able to spread from one end of America to the other end of America if you put it in a $1 bill. What I'm saying is that put the dollar bill and stack it together and then put it on, it will go to the end. So if you hear somebody like the pundit saying that this is the richest man, this is the poorest man. The richest man in America right now is Elon Musk. He lives in what you call a corrugated iron house in Austin since he has moved from California to Austin. He's living in the same type of room that Obi is living in Onitsha. Obi has the house where he grew up. He didn't live there. He stayed there. He's still there. It's like a one bedroom, and he converted it to like an office. That's where he stays. But the wife, when his wife is from out of town, he has a guest house that the wife paid him to go and build. And he's working between both of them. And he was interviewed in that house. That's how I got to know that. So when I'm talking about the business, they have captured Nigeria. All these things that I'm listed by right now have captured Nigeria. I'm looking at Nigeria as a state captured with a lot of the cacophony that I have enumerated. But the only person that can bail us out is going to be the voters, which is going to be the next line of my thinking. And that's what I am personally interested in. I'm not interested in what else we can do. We can, if the voters don't take the laws into their hands and say, when Obama came on, there was what they call the Southern Poverty League was tagging the white supremacists, white nationalists, make America great again, make the white people great again. They were tagging them. And what they find out was that they were what you call dog whistling behind the scene. We are in Nigeria right now. We are dog whistling, hearing Kwakwaso, Senator Rabio Laji Kwakwaso, trying to bridge the gap between Obi and the North. And he is unfortunately from the Hausa sect. And the Hausa has never ruled the North. The only people that have ruled the North has been the Fulani. It's just like what you call the white in apartheid in South Africa, ruling South Africa, they were minority, just like the white are minority in the entire globe, but they are the one running stuff. The white, they are like, so that's how that place is set up. So it is going to be the call to voters that are going to be able to make a lot of differences in our humanity. So having said all that, I'm going to go back again and take it one by one so that you will not lose track of what I am trying to say. I am, in a way, putting my 2 cents into the problem we have that needs a solution, that I want you to help me to see what you could do, some needful thing to make it, to flip the table around. I'm calling you to go and vote. I'm calling you to go and register. We still got till on the Sunday for the voter, for this extension to go out, which is on the 26th. You can now do that registration on Sunday, even though the INEC office is not open. You can do it through your own phone and do it biometric phone and do it and upload it. And you don't have to go to INEC office like I did a year ago, and I still don't have my registration card. So what I'm saying now is that there are people that have taken all this issue up, especially in the pundits in Arise, in Channel. There are grown loud music coming from podcast now. Obilo, they are coming out with podcast. They are coming out. That's why I'm a little bit happy to be talking to you, because when I left here, I was dead. I was 6 feet under. But I did walk on water. So when I got there, I was dead 6 feet under, and I started walking on water. And I'm back to Nigeria. I'm dead since I've been back now, but I'm walking on water again now. So I am successful beyond all reasoning. And I can mentor you. I can I can make you to become rich. I can, if your idea is to go to America, to go there, come to me. I can package you and send you to America without you paying a single dollar to go there. So when I'm looking at that position there are people that makes my heart really happy. Somebody like Airpeace, I think it's Airpeace, that was having the urology of his own friend, and he ended up saying that, hey, my friend is dead, but there was a time when he wanted to give me money, and I turned down his money. And I'm in the same position right now, where when I came back to America, to Nigeria, a lot of people wanted to give me money, and I turned it down. I need it, but I wanted to be sure that it did not cloud my my purpose. Okay. If I want to run down, like I said, I'm going to run back again and then cover this area again. Like, for example, It's very correct and I'm true, and I believe this that we have been caused, we have been captured, we have been we don't have, our future is very very bleak. We have people who we can say, "Oh, I'm walking on the shoulder of some giant." I can't find any. I cannot. When I look at the entire terrain, I can't because a lot of them are on drugs. That was what some pundits, journalists, politicians, and civil servants who have made destroyed the country, but at the same time they have the guts to be able to speak the way I'm speaking to you now because they have had what you call they have been they have what do you call that in English? It's better to say they have character, and the character they have is that they have they have they've been taken through this of grinds, and they were able to use one hand to give and use the other one to take it away, which doesn't in any way make us in any way better than anything else compared to Obi. So today, what I am teaching to you now is going to be something that I want you guys to put into your mind and say, where do we go from here? That's what I am saying. If you find this video to be of importance to you, I want you to know that if you buy, just a minute, let me show you my book. Just a minute. Just a minute, Baba. I should have kept this book in a place where this is Dream Beyond Border by Okesoba Idada. I wrote the book. Came out about 3 months ago. Then this is another book which I wrote first. It's called God to Goddess. This one has a subtitle called Turning Vision into Reality. This one is about Nigeria as we speak. All the characters that I've just described here, all these foreign missionaries that have destroyed the country, the legislature, the way they are stealing, the way agriculture can turn this country around, everything is in here. But it was written from me, from my point of view as a memoir, talking about me on how I think we can use agriculture to save Nigeria. But that's not my calling. My calling here is technology. We can use technology to be able to make Nigeria work. But we need to be able to say, we want to return back to agriculture. And I'm glad I started in agriculture here. And when I ended up with, what do you call them, technology. This is international. This is not in the public space because I was having trouble uploading it to Amazon because of my ID, which I think as soon as my ID from INEC comes in, I'll be able to use to upload it. This one was written with as me, but I flipped the character as a woman, and I put in what you call Ogi Baba, which is Okesoba Idada. This is an Azimi Koko, and the Azimi Koko is you see my picture at the back. Azimi Koko is my nickname when I was younger, when I was going through what you call all those attention deficit disorder that is featured at the back, a lot of stuff. Then this one is what I flipped around my 42 years of living Nigeria, going abroad and coming back. And I'm saying that I will be able to help you guys to become president if you guys want to go to politics. You guys need to go watch my novel. So I've covered all the area. I've covered the external factor, which is the biggest factor we have. The executive council, like I said, is Bodango. It goes on and on and on and on. So if you don't want to do anything, you just want to do me a big favor, do Nigeria a big favor, do the people of Africa descendant a big. I'm using big words there. People of Africa descendant. What do you mean by that? I mean that. That is our cornerstone. The people of Africa descendant. We need we need to rise and hold Trump. I call him blowhard. I'm a blowhard too. I call him blowhard. Hold him accountable for the destruction of people of African descent, dated back to where people like Jesse Jackson were hanging out with him and stuff like that. I want to thank you all for listening. And I have a reason for using this video. So let us pack it up. Thank you.